Volume 2, Number 6. As everybody had recuperated from the trip, it was nice to sit back and relax with Miss Yokoshoto. Miss Yokoshoto had some quiet time alone as she got to garden and do some things while they were all gone. She had really missed everybody. Oh, it's so nice to have you all home. It was so lonely without you. Oh, Mrs. Yokoshoto, if you had only known how much we missed you. Let's go enjoy some time over by the pond. It would be so nice to relax and enjoy a little time alone before school starts. Oh, I know, said Jeni. Let's do that with you. As she was twe- tweaking the garden and enjoying the time off that she had, she got a chance to catch up on her gardening. As summer's almost ending and it's Labor Day weekend, they got to barbecue as Grandma and Grandpa did their traditional barbecuing with the barbecue ribs and corn on the cob. It was a really nice weekend. They were reflecting on the trip and telling Grandma Yokoshoto about the trip. Grandma, if you only saw the overlook, how beautiful it was. I saw the pictures. It was wonderful. You must have really enjoyed yourself. It was really enjoyable to see how you got to go to the Children's Museum and all those sights and sounds of the beautiful environment that you got to be in. Oh, that was wonderful, Elijah. I love the pictures, by the way. Yes, Grandma Yokoshoto, it was wonderful. You should see. There was a really nice event that we went to, too. Yeah, it's called the, what is it, Mom? Oh, it was the Science Center. Yes, that was it. It was really neat. Got to see everything in 3D. It was really neat, Mom said to Grace. It was one of those wonders of the events that the kids would really enjoy. So she took them to that very place that they got to see. Oh, there was so much. It was packed full of events, said Grace to Miss Yokoshoto. I imagine they had so much fun, it sounds. Yeah, for 4 days we got to see a lot of things, Mrs. Yokoshoto. As they were getting ready to eat barbecued ribs and corn on the cob, they got to enjoy a nice Labor Day weekend before school starts. So, you're all ready to go for school? Yep. Are you sure? Said Dad. Grandpa Tom is always making sure that they're ready. Yeah, we're ready. As ready as can be, said Elijah. Ninth grade, huh? Yeah. Who's your teachers? Do you know? I don't know for sure. I think Dad knows. Dad's not here right now. I think Dad's busy up in his study, getting caught up on his paperwork. Okay, well, we'll find out later. As they got to enjoy and relax a little bit, Dad was catching up on his homework. Well, we know for sure this. You're going to start school, and what you're going to be doing for the remainder of this weekend is relaxing. Being as it's Labor Day weekend, this is our time to relax before school starts. Now, who's all going to school? Well, let's see. Let me write it down, said Elijah. I know Melissa goes to kindergarten, and I think she has Mrs. Kaufman, from what I understand. And let me see. Who does, I think Bailey's going into eighth grade. I'm pretty sure she has Mrs. Parker. Mrs. Parker is another teacher at the school that we go to. I'm pretty sure that Jeni goes to seventh grade, and I'm pretty sure she sees Mr. Eppinger. And then I don't know who I have. I'll have to ask Mom. Mom, who do I have for my teacher? I'll have to talk to your dad, as your dad is coming down the stairs right now. So as Michael was coming down the stairs, who does Elijah has as his teacher, his homeroom teacher? Um, he's in ninth grade. That's right. He has I think Mr. Stevens. Oh yeah. Okay, he has Mr. Stevens. That's right, said Elijah. That's who I have. These are your homeroom teachers, Mrs. Kaufman for Melissa. Bailey has Mrs. Parker. Jeni has Mr. Eppinger, and then Elijah has Mr. Stevens. Oh, wow. So, do you have your backpacks ready? Yeah, because you have to clean up and get ready for school tomorrow. Remember, it's an early night as they get to enjoy the sundown. Sundown is coming very quickly as it's approaching. Did you all take a bath? No. It's time to take a bath. All right, kids. Hate to break it to you, but Labor Day's almost over here. All right, so the kids go upstairs to take a bath. Melissa already took a bath, so we already got her squared away for school. As the rest of the kids went upstairs to take their baths and showers, they have their book packs ready. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go up, said Grace. Okay, so Grace goes upstairs and get their backpacks ready. Okay, I got to talk to Miss Jackson at some point. So I'll call Miss Jackson about making sure they all got their rides. I'll drop off Melissa, said Michael. Well, we're going to all drop the kids off. We're going to make sure they get to school tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day. Okay, sounds good. So that's the plan. We're going to drop the kids off and we're going to send them off on the first day of school. Sounds like a great idea. So as night falls comes down, they get to enjoy the last of the pond, and Mrs. Yokoshoto goes upstairs with them. Let's go to bed, kids. Can you read us a book, Mrs. Yokoshoto? Says Beth Bailey. Oh, that would be wonderful, Mrs. Yokoshoto. What would you like to read? I would like to read about the sun and the moon and the stars. The atlas, that is. Is that what you would like? Yeah. Well, soon after, Bailey fell asleep. It didn't take long for Bailey to fall asleep. Well, didn't take long at all, said Mom and Dad. Grace and Michael laughed. Bailey was fast asleep. At least we got her backpacks ready. Let's get all their backpacks downstairs so they're ready for the morning. So they hauled their backpacks downstairs and made sure that it was ready for the morning. Well, we should go to bed early too, said Mom and Dad, since we're going to be up early. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, I feel the same way. I feel exhausted, said Michael. It's been a long couple days, plus the trip from Pittsburgh. I'm glad we got that trip in. All right, so everybody went to bed and they were so ready for the beginning of school. They were going to call Miss Jackson to pick up the kids later on that day. By morning time, it was a big rush. Everybody was rushing around getting dressed and ready in their uniforms. At least it wasn't too big of a hassle because they were already prepared. Their book bags were ready. They all got in separate cars and drove the kids to school. Melissa was so excited. Michael was excited to go to daycare. And of course, Elijah and all the rest of the kids were excited to go to their classes as well, especially as the rest of the kids were prepared for school. Even though the only kids that weren't going to school were none other than the little ones, they were going to daycare. Okay, kids, we're here at school. As they drove up to the curb where their parents were crowded around the school, meeting the homeroom teachers. Well, what do you think? Should we go up to the teachers and introduce ourselves? Well, I know this. Melissa has to be at Mrs. Kaufman's room. Let's go to Mrs. Kaufman's room first. So Melissa got to meet her teacher. Melissa says, "Hi, Mrs. Kaufman. It's nice to meet you. My name is Melissa Smithton." "It's nice to meet you, Melissa. My name is Mrs. Kaufman. I'm your homeroom teacher." "Hi. That's my daughter, Grace, and this is Michael, her dad. It's good to see you. Good luck in school today, Melissa." "Okay, Mom. I love you. I love you too. I love you, Daddy," as they watch Melissa go into the school. "Well, Bailey, Jeni, Elijah, you ready to go off to school?" Okay, so they drove a short distance to the middle school and junior high. Bailey and Jeni were going to the middle school first, and then Elijah was last. They went to the middle school to drop off Bailey and Jeni. "Congratulations. Good luck at school." "Okay, Mom. Okay, Dad. I love you. I love you, Grandma and Grandpa, and love you, Mrs. Yokoshoto." "I love you, Grandma Yokoshoto," said Jeni. "Okay, love you too." As they drop off Elijah's first day at junior high, Elijah was the last one to be dropped off. "Well, this is it. You're going to junior high, your first day at junior high." "Yeah, I am excited. Elijah, we love you." As they said their so longs for the time being. "Miss Jackson's going to pick you up, okay?" "Okay," said Elijah. Miss Yokoshoto said, "I'm so proud of you, Elijah. You're going to do just fine." "Yes, Grandma, I love you." As they dropped off the kids, every one of them got to their respective classrooms. Now all we have to do is drop off Josiah and Michael. And that was the last of the kids that they had to drop off. Well, that's it. Let's drop the kids off and we're done for the day. So they dropped off Michael and Josiah to daycare, and that was it for the day. And the kids were excited to see their teachers, and they were happy to be there. And Mrs. Constantine was their teacher. Mrs. Constantine was happy to see the kids again. Well, everything should be fine today. We'll see you later on today. Thank you. As they left, they also wanted to mention that Miss Jackson is going to pick up the rest of the students. But Grace said that she was going to pick up Michael and Josiah. And she said that was fine. Oh, okay. So that was a big loaded day so far for everybody. As they all got back to the house and they just relaxed for a little bit. Would anybody like any coffee or water or anything to drink? Oh boy, what a exercise that was. Boy, Miss Jackson has her hands full. Just then, Mrs. Jackson called. "Miss Jackson, we just dropped the kids off for the first day of school. Would you mind picking up the kids in the afternoon?" "Sure, I will pick up the kids in the afternoon. The only kids that I won't pick up is going to be Josiah and Michael, correct?" "Yeah, that's correct." "So, how did everything go this morning?" "Everything went well. They're ready for school. it was really an adjustment for all of us because we're adjusting from summer to the school year. That's understandable. Sorry, Miss Jackson. I had to get some water. It's a long morning. Yeah, I understand. Well, listen, just let me know if you need anything in the meantime. I will make sure I'll pick up the kids and I'll be home by 3:30. Okay? Thank you, Miss Jackson. So they spent the rest of the day relaxing. Michael had to go into work. Michael's going to go into work for a short time. You know what? Instead of going to work, I'll just go into work a little bit later on because it's still pretty early. I didn't want to go into work until there's actually anything to do. No, Michael, just go into work. You haven't been into work for a while. Yeah, you're right. I have to go into work and find out about the report. Okay, so Michael goes into work and talks to Vanessa. Hey, Vanessa, how's everything? Wow, it's been so long since you've been to Monday report. Yeah, it was just hectic with the back to school thing today. We had to take the kids to back to school. Oh, how'd that go? Oh, it's really hectic getting the kids off to school for the first day, but we made it through it. So, what's the report? Well, it's back to school. Things kind of slow down as most people are back to school, and a lot of business travelers are really the ones that rent cars from here on in. That's true. So, a lot of people are not vacationing, more or less. Yeah. So, it does have a tendency to slow down, but it'll pick up again. So it was busy though over Labor Day, so we should see what the numbers are like next week. So here's the report we got for the last 2 weeks since you've been gone. Oh, okay, so I'll get to look over this. Okay, sounds good. So how's everybody else doing? Well, Cindy said she's doing good. Do you know Cindy has a boyfriend? What? Yeah, something happened at the spring fling. Some guy noticed her and he asked her out on a date recently. What happened? What are you talking about? Yeah, somebody asked her out on a date and she said yes. She'll tell you all about it when she comes in. Are you kidding me, Melissa? Are you serious? Yeah, you went golfing with him. His name is Tom Carson. Really? Tom Carson? Yeah, I did. I golfed with him. He's office manager over in building number 2. So he asked Cindy out? Yeah. No way. I thought Cindy said she wasn't going to date anybody. Well, I guess she's wrong. Here she comes. Don't tell her I said anything. Let her talk. Hey, Cindy, what's going on? How are you doing? I guess you heard that I went on a date. Huh, nobody told me anything. What are you talking about, Cindy? I went out with Tom Carson over at building number 2. The office manager? Yeah. Oh, you're going to have to tell me the details of this. Well, there's nothing to tell you. I just went out for a cup of coffee. It was nothing serious. Oh, okay. So whenever it gets serious, will you tell me? Yeah, I will tell you. We just went out for a cup of coffee and we just chit chatted. It was nothing serious, Michael. Okay, Cindy. Whenever it does get serious, tell me about it later, okay? Okay, I will. So back to work. So what's the report? Well, I just got the report now, so I'll look over it and we'll go over it on Thursday. Harrison's taking the day off today. He said he had a busy, hectic morning with this back to school stuff. Okay, that's fine. Well, listen, I'm going to go back home and do the Zoom report with all of you guys the rest of the week till Thursday's report. So I'll catch up with you later. Okay, sounds good, Michael. So in the meantime, if anything does come up, we'll just do it over Zoom. Okay, talk to you later. Michael heads home to talk to his wife. Listen, Grace, I'm going to do everything in my office on the Zoom call. I won't be over at the office till Thursday, till there's an actual report that needs to be done. But I have to look over these numbers and see what happened over the last 2 weeks since I've been gone on vacation and because of the holiday. So I'll be in my office if you need me, okay? That sounds good. If you're working, I won't bother you. Okay, honey. What are you doing today? Well, I'm going to go over to the cottage probably or do something, keep myself occupied. I might go thrifting. Thrifting? What do you plan on doing? Me and Mrs. Yokoshoto might just spend some quality time. I don't know. We're just going to shoot the breeze. Okay, well, if you do that, have some fun. In the meantime, I'm going to go back up to my office and get some work done, okay? Okay, Grace. I love you. I love you too. If there's any need for me, just holler, okay? All right, will do.